So we'll take up blood cells one by one. The first blood cell is the RBC or the red blood corpuscle. They are the most abundant cells in the human body. The total number of RBC per microliter is termed as total count of RBC. In normal adult men and women have 5 and 4.5 million RBCs per cubic millimeter of blood respectively. An abnormal rise in RBC count is called polycythemia, and polycythemia is generally seen when a person migrates to high altitudes. Decrease in the number of RBC is called erythrocytopenia, which causes oxygen shortage in the blood and tissue. In the diagram, you can see the shape of a typical biconcave human RBC. Size of the human RBCs, it is around 7 to 8 millimicron in diameter and 1 to 2 millimicron thick near the rim. A mature mammalian RBC do not contain any cell organelle. Thus, the entire cytoplasm of RBC is available to be filled with hemoglobin, which is the main function, of course, of RBCs. Formation. Formation of erythrocytes or the RBC is called erythropoiesis. Lifespan. Lifespan of RBC is around 120 days. After 120 days, RBCs are taken to spleen. In the RBCs, in the spleen, the RBCs are destroyed and buried. Spleen, therefore, is called graveyard of RBCs. Important point. Coming to function of RBCs. Hemoglobin of RBCs readily combines with oxygen to form a compound which is called oxyhemoglobin. Remember, oxyhemoglobin is just a physical combination. There is no chemical reaction involved. In the tissues, oxyhemoglobin readily dissociates to give up its oxygen. The ESR or the erythrocyte sedimentation rate. If we take blood containing an anticoagulant, say oxalate, and mix this oxalate with blood, allow this blood to stand in a narrow vertical tube, the RBC settles at the bottom half of the tube. The rate at which this occurs is called the ESR or the erythrocyte sedimentation rate. ESR in males is 0 to 5 millimeters per hour and in women it is 0 to 7 millimeters per hour. This is by a tube which is called Westergreen tube. Therefore, this method is also called Westergreen method. Rolex formation. In resting and slow flowing blood, the RBCs aggregate to form Rolex. It is like piling up of coins over each other. Presence of large amount of fibrinogen favors Raleigh formation. The next type of blood cell is the leukocyte, also called the WBC or the white blood corpuscles or the white blood cells. They do not contain hemoglobin. The total number of leukocytes per microliter of blood is called TLC or the total leukocyte count. Their number varies from 5,000 to 10,000 per cubic millimeter. Increased TLC shows that there is an acute bacterial infection. An abnormal increase of WBC is a type of blood cancer which is called leukemia. Fall in WBC count is called leukopenia. As WBCs help in defense of the body, therefore leukopenia causes a decrease in the immune system of the body. The WBCs can change their shape like amoeba and are capable of locomotion similar to amoeba. Due to this change in shape, they can squeeze out of the blood capillaries into the tissues or the extravascular regions, and this process is called diapetesis. Classification of WBCs. The WBCs or the leukocytes are of two types. the agranulocytes which do not contain granules, and the granulocytes which contain granules. We'll first take up agranulocytes. The granules are not found in the cytoplasm. The agranulocytes are of two types: lymphocytes, which are non-motile, non-phagocytic. The main function of lymphocytes is to produce antibodies to destroy microorganisms. They also help in healing of injuries. Lymphocytes exist in two major groups. These are B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. The second type of agranulocyte is the monocyte. They are the largest of all types of WBCs, containing large amount of cytoplasm, and their nucleus is kidney-shaped or bean-shaped. In the diagram, you can see various types of WBCs. You have neutrophils, basophils, eosinophils. These are the three granulocytes. Coming to agranulocytes, you have monocytes. You can see the nucleus, which we were just discussing, is of kidney-shaped or bean-shaped. And we have lymphocytes. The lymphocytes contain a single large nucleus. The monocytes are motile and phagocytic in nature and engulf bacteria and cellular wastes. Generally, they change into macrophages. Macrophage is an enlarged WBC. Macro means enlarged, after entering into tissue spaces. Coming to granulocytes, as we have just seen in the diagram, there are three types of granulocytes. Their nucleus is irregular, lobed, and according to this staining, they are divided into three types. The first is the eosinophil or the acidophils. They take up acidic dyes. The nucleus is two-lobed. The most common acidic dyes which they take up is the eosin. Therefore, acidophils are also called eosinophils. Their number increases in persons who have allergic conditions such as asthma or hay fever. The second type of granulocytes are the basophils. Nucleus is bilobed, less number of granules. They release three chemicals: heparin, histamine, and serotonin. The third type are the neutrophils. Nucleus is multilobed. They take both acidic and basic stains, but only in a very weak proportion. They are the most numerous of all leukocytes. They constitute around 60% of the total WBC count. Lifespan. The lifespan of granulocytes, once released, is normally 4 to 8 hours. However, it may increase to 4 to 5 days in certain tissues. The monocytes have a short lifespan of 10 to 20 hours.